All right, we're back to the recording. Yay, it worked. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you all for joining us. Today is April 25th. I can't believe it's the end of April already. And we are going to do this call focused around our bookings. And there's going to be a lot of areas that I'm going to focus on with bookings. It's not going to be, you would think that this call would only take about 15 minutes. Hey, Jacqueline. But it's really going to be a lot of different categories. So I'm going to try and pause after each category, get a little bit of feedback from all of you, and then kind of move on. We do need to move quickly because Zoom only allows us a certain amount of time, and we will actually most likely get cut off. So if we do, I'm just going to go ahead and apologize right now, and it is what it is. Okay, so first of all, the first thing I want to talk about around bookings is there are two camps of how to run your business and where to run your business. And one is social media, the platform of social media, and one is parties. WildTree is maybe a teeny bit behind the eight ball with social media, but that is up and coming and definitely a big chunk of where our business is going and coming from. So if you're not comfortable with being on social media, you're going to need to get comfortable and be as social as possible. We definitely aren't saying that we need to be all social media and no parties, or all parties and no social media. It's a real divide. It's that you need one and you need the other. You definitely need to be in front of people, get the human connection, be at parties. So if you are here to run your business only by social media, that is your choice, but you are missing 50% of your business by only running your business that way. If you're only running your business by face-to-face connections, which is absolutely wonderful and great, and that's going to be the chunk of our call today, that is great, but you're missing a whole another 50% of your business. So having said that, most of us, I would say probably 90% of us, are using social media for inviting. I'm using the Facebook invite tool. So everybody can create a Facebook invite for their hostesses, and we all are not taking as much advantage of that as possible. So when you're hostess coaching and talking to a hostess, and you do have a party on the books or a face-to-face actual party, which most of us are doing, we're going to use Facebook to start inviting. That tool can be used to invite coast to coast. So if you aren't coaching your hostesses to invite coast to coast, you want to write that down right now. Every single hostess should have all of her friends from coast to coast. I don't care where they live, unless they live in Canada or outside of the country, then whatever. They can be invited, but they can't buy anything. But you want them to invite everyone they know from coast to coast, because the cool thing about WildTree is we ship everything, and we ship everything with recipes, with everything, all the tools that they need to get dinner to the table. So it doesn't matter if they're coming to the actual event or not. They still need to learn about WildTree, hear about WildTree. If you look at the WildTree map in our back office, we are so absolutely teeny, teeny, tiny, and we need to grow. The only way we're going to grow is to get social and help use that as a platform for marketing ourselves and helping people. Just the other day, it was super fun at one of my workshops. I had a girl who FaceTimed in from Virginia to a party in Cincinnati. She was putting her meals together as we were putting our meals together in Cincinnati. She got to see everyone at the party. I got to talk to her, meet her face-to-face, and she got all of her meals prepped. It was really cool. And had her hostess say, "Oh, I'm not inviting Becky. She lives all the way in Virginia." She would have never gotten to put her meals together and have that experience for herself. So that was super smart to invite everyone. So you want to use your social media platform to do a lot of posting. You need to post every single day, and you need to get your hostess on board with posting between 4 and 8 posts herself. So Abby and I were talking the other day. You could do a little incentive for your hostess and say, "Hey, you know what? If you would like a Facebook invite, here are the rules around Facebook invites. We actually need our hostesses to post at least 4 to 8 times. I can either spoon feed you those posts and tell you exactly what to say with a little graphic, and all you have to do is put that out onto your page, or you can make up your own posts and use your own pictures from your own meals at home, because clearly you love WildTree, so that's why you're having a party. So share that socially in your page. Your friends will only see your posts. They aren't going to see my posts. So I can post all I want until I'm blue in the face, and I'm actually not really doing anything. It's like a big waste of my time. However, I'm going to post every day. So when her friends do get drawn into the page, they can see all the posts that I've been posting and get the gist for what we have to offer here at Wild Tree. So I'm going to post to the tribe a little graphic organizer from Google Docs that Tegan Braun shared with me. She's got tons of social media graphics that you can use for all of your Facebook invites. So every face-to-face party you have that has a Facebook invite is technically a Facebook party. You can get outside sales from that party. You can get people workshopping all over the country. You can get people making fresh dinners all over the country, making fast dinners all over the country. It doesn't really matter. All the people that can't come to the party can still buy a bundle. They can buy a make fresh bundle, taco seasoning, whatever they need. So you're going to be doing that socially, and that's actually a really great way to reach people. Just the other day, I had a party, and a lot of girls were posting. People were bummed they couldn't come. So we connected, and I booked 2 parties off of her party just through the invite. I didn't even meet these women face-to-face, but I got 2 parties. I went to her actual event and booked another party. So I got 3 parties from that party. So it was super important. Any questions about social media? Or I move on. If you're not getting on social media and posting on your personal page, again, you're missing lots of, you guys, gobbles and oodles of opportunity. I'm not saying you need to post every day and be super spammy. I'm saying you need to post twice a week.
It's key. I've had over 550 in sales from only online, from Facebook posts this month.
Yep.
It's so crucial. Imagine having
I've gotten 6 bookings from Facebook this month. 6. Didn't do it. And then I sat at home. I didn't do anything. 2 posts. So you're definitely missing the boat if you're not getting social. And the whole point of this call is to help you increase your business and reach more people. So social media is a big, big part of your business. So I don't want you to let that go to waste. I could actually do a whole 40-minute call on social media, but I'm going to just stop right there and ask for questions. Any questions? Does that make sense that every event that has a Facebook invite is a Facebook party?
How did you follow up with those people that said they were bummed that they couldn't come to the party?
Oh, I reach out right there. I'm like, I've got a graphic. You'll see it in my list of graphics. And it's like got this baby sad face. And it's like, oh, you can't come to the party. And it explains like what they can do. Okay, grab a make fresh bundle. Do you like to prep fresh? Do you like to prep frozen? What do you want from me? You're bummed that you can't come. So what? You can still make food here. And we get that conversation going. And then they said, oh my gosh, I think I'm interested in having one of these parties. So that's how you get the ball rolling. You just have to reply to them. Never, ever let somebody reply and not reply back to them in some capacity. So if somebody says, oh shoot, I can't make it, we've got soccer, reply. Here's the post. I've even got the graphic, and then you put your own words in there. So do you struggle with mealtime? If they answer yes, okay, we've got make fresh, we've got make fast, we've got prep ahead. What do you need? We can help you out. Some people will take you up on that and some people won't, but you have to offer it or they're not going to know. And never think that they're reading all the posts that you post, because they're not. You have to reply to them directly. That was a great question. Any other questions about social media before I move on? Okay, good. I'm glad I was crystal clear. The next thing, second thing, is tastings versus workshops. So with Wild Tree 2.0, we've got so many fantastic new features and just marketing philosophies around what we do and what's already out there. So Wild Tree is really branding itself, as it should, as a mealtime solution company. We are a solution for a very big problem and a very big need that is out there in our culture today, which is I don't want to make dinner. I hate dinner. I need help with dinner time. Okay. There is definitely a need. And we have to get away from the camp of having like 2 or 3 types of parties. Like, oh, do you want to have a workshop, or do you want to have a tasting? Or do you want to have a salad in a jar party? You know, everything is a Wild Tree party now. So we are a mealtime solution party. So your parties are a tasting party. They are a prep ahead party. You need to coach your hostesses to let their friends decide what they need. Maybe her friends really, really want to do the workshop, and that's fantastic. That's great. It's great pre-orders for us. But maybe her friends really want to come and try the food, check out Wild Tree, see what kind of make fresh and make fast options we have. Maybe they just want to see the workshop kits for themselves. And that's okay too. But you don't know, and your host doesn't know, what every single one of her 100 friends need. And you don't know what they need either. Just because you like freezer meal workshops, I personally, I'm just going to tell you right now, I love freezer meal workshops. I can't imagine my life without them. But there are crazy people out there that don't like freezer meal workshops. I don't know who they are, but they don't. So we do have something great to offer those people. We have the Make Fresh bundles that are going to be changing every single month now that require no pre-purchase, which will be fantastic for them. We have all of the Make Fast options for them with our skillet meals and taco seasoning. So there are definitely plenty of options for people who are in that camp. So every single party now needs to be branded as not a tasting or a workshop. It is a mealtime solution party, or a margaritas and mealtime solution, or mimosas and mealtime solutions, or mommy and daughter come Wild Tree party it up at our house. I don't know, sandals and sangria party. Abby always has really great catchphrases for these parties. But it's really important to realize that every single one of your parties going forward is not just a workshop or a tasting. It is a combination of those 2 things. And that you're going to get much better attendance. You're going to service people so much better because everybody gets to choose and feel heard, feel listened to on what they really need in their life. And you're just going to have overall success with that, I think. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Any questions on that or anything to add?
I think it's crucial how you said it's up to them to make the choice of how they want to Wild Tree.
Yes.
As a rep and as a host, it's you don't know the needs of every single person that's going to come to your party. So giving them the choice of that's best for them is huge. And
yeah.
I think by just making it a party, a Wild Tree party, doesn't sound so scary either. If it's a workshop, that sounds like I have to work too hard. You know, you never know what people are conceive of the party's going to be. But if you call it a party, who doesn't want to come to a party? So I think it sounds more inviting anyway.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And you know what? So many people end up coming that don't pre-order a workshop kit that end up buying one when they get there because they're like, oh, they just are so visual. They're so busy. They're not reading every post. Like I said, they're not reading the emails. They're just like kind of all over the place. So we've got to meet people where they're at, and maybe they won't pre-purchase a kit, but if they hear the first tagline and if your invite says workshop, or you're invited to a workshop here, we're going to workshop, and then you say, well, there's also the option to not workshop, they're going to have already glazed over. So your invite title shouldn't even have the word workshop in it, or it shouldn't have the word just tasting in it either. It should be a mealtime solution party or gathering or whatever verbiage you want. That's fine, but you can't just call it one or the other. Does that make sense to everyone? Everything going forward is a combination party. Good. I think we're going to meet the needs of our customers so much better that way anyways. Well, I've been doing it that way for the last 6 months, and it's been phenomenal for my business, quite frankly. So third thing, we need to change our market strategy. So a lot of us here that have joined Wild Tree didn't go to school for marketing or sales. I'm in one of them. I was a teacher. So I have everything I've learned along the way with marketing and sales. I've been trained and taught. So I've learned some really valuable tips along the way, and I am excited to share those with you. So when I say market strategy, I mean the way you're sharing Wild Tree with people needs to be solution oriented, not product oriented. We all have to move away from not just being a healthy product, which we are, it is the most healthy, organic, we all know, best product out there, but that is not the trend in the market right now. Healthy is a trend in the market, but the bigger trend is a solution. We need to be a solution and a service to other people. Otherwise, we're missing the boat. We are not just a taco seasoning. We are not just a Cactus Pete's agave barbecue sauce that they can go pick up at Kroger. You know, let's be honest, you can get barbecue sauce anywhere. We are a solution-oriented business, and that taco seasoning is going to turn into 10 different dinners. That Cactus Pete's agave barbecue sauce is actually going to be 4 dinners for your family. We are a solution to these people. That's already out in the market today. Blue Apron, HelloFresh. Oh my gosh, I just heard of some other new one the other day, just yesterday, and I went, oh my gosh, here's another one. I don't know, it's all vegan or vegetarian, one of those home delivery meal services. The reason that's a billion-dollar industry right now, and the reason why they're going like gangbusters and new companies are being invented every single day, is because there is a need. So if you don't believe that there is a need for this, then you are so wrong, my friends. So very wrong. It's a billion-dollar industry, and Wild Tree gets to be a part of that. We are very on trend. We have all of those tools that people need, and we actually are so much cheaper. Oh my gosh. It drives me crazy when people say Wild Tree is expensive, because the same people will turn around and spend money on Blue Apron, and those are $40 to $50 dinners. Ours are so much half that price, at least, at the very least. Even if you're buying all organic produce, meats, you're still way cheaper. So we need to be a solution for people. And I know, I'm not gonna pretend to not know that our catalog, our current catalog, doesn't really highlight that. It is not doing a very good job of showing people the kind of services that we have to offer, but that is all being revamped and changed, but we have to be the change. We need to change our marketing strategy first. Wild Tree will totally back us up here in the next 6 months. So that will change with our catalog here, but we need to be on the forefront of that change. So when you're talking to people, you don't need to say, oh, we're a certified organic food company. We help busy people get dinner to the table. So would you like to maybe have a party or try this out for yourself? That's a really good tactic, and that's all fine, and that's what I was probably normally saying, but I was forgetting to get to the first point. So what does dinner time look like for you and your family? And wait and listen. Some people are going to be like, oh my gosh, dinner time. Oh, don't even get me started. Dinner, what's dinner? We all eat cereal and go through the drive-thru. That's what dinner looks like at our house. And, you know, let them talk. Or maybe somebody will say, oh my gosh, dinner time is my favorite time of the day. I love trying new recipes, and cooking is just such a joy in my life. And to those people, you might say, that is awesome. We actually have these great meal planning bundles. Do you think maybe you might need a refresher? Just maybe you're in a rut, or you'd like some new recipes since you like to cook so much. So it doesn't matter which way the conversation goes. We do have a solution for that person, but we need to recognize that there is a problem first, or something missing in their life. And then we can jump in and offer what we have to offer. And I think so many of us, for so long, we're missing that boat, and that's super key. So really that's the fourth point of my training here today, is to remember to ask that question. And that question, I'm going to repeat that again. What is dinner like in your house? Or what is dinner time like in your house? Or how does mealtime look in your family? That is a super important question, and I think a lot of us were missing the boat. Okay, so when somebody asks you what you do in Wild Tree, that is going to be the way you lead. You know, you own your own business. It's a great organic, all-natural food company. We provide solutions for a lot of families, but let me ask you this. What's dinner like at your house? Let them talk and say, oh my gosh, based on whatever they say, this could be a solution for you. Okay. Let me see what else. I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to get off track. Any questions so far? I need to pause. Anything on that? Anything on our market strategy? Does that make sense to all of you of why we need to be a solution-based company, not a product-based company? And again, not saying we don't have the best products, but when you're leading with WildTree, we really need to make people realize that we are a solution for their problem, not just taco seasoning.
Are you asking, I figure you're asking them at checkout, what does dinner time look like in your family? Is there
Yeah,
a way
that would be a great question to ask at checkout. It would also be a great question just to ask to the random person who asks what you do. Maybe you meet somebody at a dinner party, you meet somebody at the park, you meet somebody at the ball games, you meet somebody at the pool, you meet somebody at a barbecue, you meet somebody. Whenever you're running into people and they ask you what you do, if you're not sharing WildTree, well, you're going to be on my hit list. You need to be sharing what you do with WildTree because you're missing the boat. Heck, I just booked a party at Easter because I was with my cousin's other half of the family because I shared what I do. And she was very excited about it. And I asked her that question. I said, what is meal? I shared what I did. And I said, what does mealtime look in your family? This was before I even got this training. It's just what I do. It's just how talk to people. And she was explaining to me that she was super frustrated and really needed help. And we have an appointment to talk this week. So that is super important to be asking people. But Abby, you're absolutely right. This is a great question to ask at checkout because even though the person's there and they might be workshopping just because their friend twisted their arm, honestly, or maybe they're workshopping because, I don't know, they're just kind of curious, but they aren't sure if they're going to take WildTree to the next step, the next level, and continue to meal plan with WildTree. So it would be a super important question to ask them at checkout. It's a good point. And different people require different levels of help. My best friend cannot stand freezer meal workshops. They do not work for her and her brain and the way she thinks. She ruins the meals. She takes them out, forgets about them. She leads a very chaotic life, and she is a Make Fresh lover of the Make Fresh bundles because she can do that on a whim. She's always got some kind of protein in her freezer or refrigerator, and she can just make those as she goes. She loves the ideas. So you have to understand your customer for sure. Let's see what else. Once you ask them what dinner is like, then, some other things. When you're reaching out to people, some of you are pretty new around here, and you probably have still 100 people that you need to connect with and share WildTree with. When you're talking to people, you always want to say, hey, Becky, I thought of you because. That's a super important phrase. So if you're taking notes, you want to say, I thought of you because you're super busy. You travel for work all the time. You've got 5 kids. You are head of the PTO. You're whatever it is, you're reaching out to them because, and I thought of you because. You want to always say that and say, I thought WildTree might be a solution for you. Again, you want to ask the question, what is dinner time like in your family? But that's a great way to reach out to those people that you don't know very well. A lot of you are new around here, and that's a great way to get that conversation started with all those people in your contact list. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm going to move on, unless you all want to jump in here. Oh, okay. Why do some people have a full calendar and some people do not? And we're all selling the same thing. I think we all agree. We all use the exact same catalog. None of us have any rogue WildTree floating around. We all have the same catalog, the same marketing tools, and the same kit that came when we started our business. And some of us have a jam-packed full calendar, and some of us are lucky to even have one thing on the calendar right now. And I think that comes down to 3 things. The first thing is the people that have a full calendar are not afraid to reach out to as many people as possible. Just reaching out through social media, through calling people, through texting. Their contact list of 100 is more like their contact list of 200. They're always adding to that. Like I said, I met somebody new at Easter. I meet new people all the time. I'm always happy to share WildTree with them. I got to wrap this up, and I have so much more to say. So that is super important, is to have your contact and constantly be reaching out to people. You also need to book at events. It's super important to book your events at your events. That's definitely a super key way to have a strong checkout and to be planting seeds throughout your entire demo. I am constantly planting seeds about who's going to have the next workshop. I always let people know that a lot of people are going to be sad when they run out of dinners, but there are a couple ways that they can get more dinners to the table. One is by ordering a kit that day. They can literally, when they check out with me, order another kit so that when they do run out of dinners in a week, they'll get their new kit, they'll have it on hand, and when they are ready for that next batch of meals, they don't have to wait on anybody. They don't have to wait on me. They don't have to wait on shipping. They don't have to wait on the next party. It will already be in their hands. That's one way. The other way is to get social with it. Invite your friends over, get your workshop kit for free, and share this experience with your friends. Some of you may be the more social type. And I always share in my page protector all of the different menus that Wild Tree has to offer, because if people are very visual, they want to see all the different meals and options and go, ooh, ah, oh, I would love to do that one next. That one looks really delicious. So you want that in their hands, and you want them looking at that while you're doing your workshop. The third way to get more bookings is at the checkout, or not the third way. At your parties to get more bookings is at checkout, making sure that you have a very strong one-on-one conversation with every single person and getting to know their needs. Some people are like Johnny on the spot. I'm totally that kind of person. I'm like, yep, this party's awesome. Sounds great. Sign me up. Where's the calendar? I'd love to have a party. You're going to get very few people like that. That's a small percentage of people. A lot of people have to go try the meals. They need to talk to their husband. They need to text their 10 friends. They need to try the meal. They just need a little bit more time to think about it. And then there are people that need a lot more time to think about it. So you're just going to have all different people, but you need to have that conversation to kind of gauge what kind of person that is at the workshop or at the party, not the workshop, at the party. And that will be super important to you. I have a booking basket. It's actually a booking box. I wanted to make sure you saw exactly what I use. I love this. I stock it with skillet meals. I don't know if you all can see that. It's not super pretty. I am the most uncreative person in the world, and I don't care how pretty things are. But if you love everything to be pretty, make yours prettier. I love skillet meals because they're lightweight, they're cheap, and people go crazy over them. And when they realize that they can get a free one, if they just go ahead and sign the calendar and put their name on my list, then they are more able and excited to jump at that chance and opportunity. And not everybody will, and that's okay. So the third way to get the most out of your bookings is the follow-up. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm going to end our conversation today. But the fortune is definitely in the follow-up. And having a 222 follow-up system is what I use. So I'm going to train you all on that. The 222 follow-up system is you are always following up with your customers from every single party or every single order. Okay, this goes for orders too, because some people just order randomly from your website, is 222. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. So 2 days after they place that order, or you see them at a party, or you meet them somewhere at the baseball game or wherever, you want to make sure you have texted them, sent them a thank you note, reached out on private messenger. Hey, it was so nice meeting you. I hope you enjoy your dinners. Hey, thank you so much for your order. I can't wait for you to get it. I'm going to follow up with you in a couple of weeks to see how you're liking everything. And I'm literally right on my calendar. I'm going to show you my calendar, prove to you that I actually do this. I write just super, I don't even know if you guys can see this, but right here I have 2-week follow-up with Rebecca and 2-month follow-up with Sarah. I just write the name of the hostess. I know I'm following up with that entire group. So that 2-week follow-up, I am calling everyone to check in to see how they like their meals, or to make sure that they got their product in the mail, to see if they need any recipe ideas, and to see if they have any interest in having a party. So that's the 2 weeks. The 2 months, I'm literally following up with the same exact group. And where they've shaken out. Some people have already had a party in between there. So I don't really need to follow up with that person because we're already in the midst of a party. But depending on where they've shaken out after 2 months, I'm following up again. Hey, by now you're out of dinners. Would you like to restock? Would you like to get another Make Fresh bundle? Do you need more taco seasoning? What do you need? I'm here for you. And again, it's just like another tap on the back and letting them know that you are here for them, because in their busy day, they are not thinking about Wild Treat at all. So you need to tap their shoulder and let them know you're available to them. And I get a lot of bookings after the 2-month follow-up, because that's when they're out of dinners, and that's when they're more excited to have a party like the following month or even the following month after that. That's when they can wrap their head around it. Does that make sense? And I do all my, so every single, I want to make sure you see my organization. Every single hostess gets a folder like this. I buy these on Amazon in bulk. They're so cheap. Every hostess gets a folder with her name, the kits that she's, like workshop types that people are ordering, the time of the party, the date of the party, and then every single person that ordered or had a customer care form, they're in there. So I've got all of those in there. And then when I do my 2-week follow-up, I keep everything in the folder. I take all my notes. I can see everything that everybody ordered. I can keep everything super organized. I pull the folder back out in 2 months, and then I do my 2-month follow-up in here. Anybody that becomes a hot lead that's really, really like, oh my gosh, definitely sign me up for a party. I just need to check my calendar, or definitely I want to become a rep. I've got another folder with all my hot leads. So these are all my rep leads and all of my booking leads. You can see that there's a ton because I do my follow-up, and I have a system for that. So they kind of get shuffled between the folders depending on where they kind of shake out, if that makes sense. And then every time I need to follow up with somebody, with my 2 weeks and 2 months, I use my planner. Planner is my Bible. I wake up that morning and it's like, oh, 2-week follow-up with Sarah's group. That's who I'm calling today. So easy. And I can tell you, if you don't have a follow-up system, then you are so missing the boat. And the follow-up system, it gets a little bit tricky. That's why I really say you need to have like a folder or a notebook or something that's super handy, because you're following up with people that comment on social media. You're following up with people that place random orders. You're following up with people that you met at the baseball field. There are lots of people that you need to be following up with that you're probably slipping through the cracks because you're not writing it down. And that's business. And that's exciting business for you. Any questions? Let me look at my notes. That Danielle, you're new. Jessica, you're seasoned. What do you feel like from all of this? Do you feel excited? Do you feel overwhelmed? Or do you feel like this is great? This is good, solid information.
I think it's starting to get less overwhelming, but it's still a little daunting.
Yeah, in the beginning it definitely is, but you just have to always remember to share from your heart, and remember we are solution based, and that's it. That's all you really need. Mm-hmm. And to share with everyone. Be very shareable. Sharing is caring. We learned it in kindergarten. Nobody's going to get upset with you for sharing recipes with them. I promise you. In fact, they will honor you if you do that for them.
Yeah, I think that's part of the hurdle for me, is getting past because every time someone tries to share their whatever with me, I'm like, oh my God, I don't need to hear another Advocare speech. But
We're just recipes. We're good, wholesome, family need.
Past that. I don't want to become that to someone else.
And you won't. That's why Wild Tree's so unique. We're completely set. We're set apart from every other company because we're filling a need, $1 billion need that's out there. People want recipes. They want healthy recipes, and they want things fast, and they want things at their fingertips. And that's what we are going to become for them, especially when we get our app. Whoop, whoop. Our app's going to rock the world.
And ours.
It will rock our worlds for sure, in a very positive way.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. No, you're never spammy. when you're